Now, she made a very little cake, but according to her, it seemed very large to her. Now, therefore, she needed another. Need means to prepare the flour, to prepare the ingredients for baking the cake, and this was the smaller than the previous one. But when she looked and when she turned it over, she thought that still this one is large. Then again she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat. That means a paper thin kind of wafer kind of a cake was baked by her. But then also she was not able to give that part to the saint. Now she said to herself, when I eat my cakes, they seem too small, but when I need to give them to the others, they are looking very large. So, what did she do? She put them back on the shelf. Now, the good Saint Peter he became very angry. Why? Because he was very hungry, and surely this act of women was very much provoking. Now he said that since you are so selfish kind of a lady, to dwell means to stay. You are not worthy of staying in a human form, and you should not deserve food and shelter and fire also. Now I will curse you, and you will be turned into a bird. The bird or the woodpecker. You will be turning into a woodpecker. Why? Because they try very hard for their food, and then you will get your scanty food when you will work very hard by boring dry wood all the day. Now, the moment he cursed her, she turned into the woodpecker, and then she went out through the chimney, and she never spoke a word. And out of that house from the chimney, who flew out? Woodpecker. Why? Because the old lady was now turned into a bird. She had a scarlet cap on her head. You might have seen the woodpecker. She has red color, the scarlet is of red color on her head, and it looks like a cap, a red cap. And then she was left the same. But what happened? But all the rest of her clothes were burned. What were the clothes looking like? Black as coal in the flame. They were burned. Now, and every country schoolboy, now the children has seen her in the wood. Now everybody is able to see the woodpecker in the wood. Wood means forest, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. Okay, so the message clearly says that we should never be greedy. In in some ways, the poet's name has been mentioned as Fope Carey also, and somewhere it has been mentioned as Fape Carey also. Okay, so this is the poem about. We should never be greedy. We should always be willing to give others. We should not be self centered.